we're going to build this thing out slowly, and we're going to bring you along my, not even just my home theater journey, but I want to bring you along the business journey. I want to show you the real deal, the ups, the downs, our successes, and honestly, we're going to share with you our failures and the things that maybe don't work out. And because I think that's one thing that's lacking so much on social media. It's really easy for, as a content creator and as a video editor, to cut out the stuff that I mess up on, the calibration that I goof up on, the when you go to wire something in and you put the positive or the negative, and you flip them, and then you're checking your measurements going, something's not right. Well, it's really easy for me to just go in there, or any other content creator, to go, oh, I'm an idiot, I can't believe I did that. Let's just edit that part out so my audience doesn't see that mess up. But what I'm learning through this journey on YouTube is that you guys can relate to the failures, the flaws, the hiccups, the frustrations, because that's what you're dealing with. And so for me to hide that and pretend like I don't have any mess ups and I get it right every time, that's just a false narrative. So I'm heading up to Middleton to meet up with Rusty and Matt. Got to pick up some stuff from the trip when we went to Helen, Georgia. Some of the gear I couldn't bring back on the flight. Chuck, I got your 4 JTR RS1s right here. I'll be delivering those to your house this Wednesday. They're going to change your life, brother. All right, let's get on the road. So we got about 55 miles left till we get to Lady Lake, which is where Rusty lives. Thought I'd catch you up on some things we've been working on with Obsessed Home Theater and where we're at. So we just finished up a big project in Helen, Georgia. So I did a vlog pretty much every single day through that journey. So we updated Matt's home theater. He had a Dyn Audio dedicated home theater, upgraded that to JTR. What a transformation. Just absolutely incredible. So some of that equipment I couldn't bring back with me on the flight, so I have to, that's part of why I'm going up there now, is I'm picking up some of that equipment, picking up one of the JTR speakers, the center channel. I left gimbal and some other things. So also while I'm there, I will be doing some training for Zendesk. Zendesk is a platform that we're going to be using for our support tickets for Obsessed Home Theater. And so we've already got it set up. I just need to get trained on how to use it. Because right now, as the team is small, it's basically me, Rusty, and Manny that'll be answering the support tickets. So until we build out a huge team to be able to support it, I'm it, Rusty's it, and Manny's it. So we're super grateful to our customers so far, and we're going to take care of you guys and make sure that your needs are met. But we're implementing systems in place that'll make sure that we can provide the best customer service that we possibly can to you guys. While we're up there, Matt texted us this morning and said, number one, I'm loving the Kaleidescape. So he bought a Strato V, and he bought I think it's a 48 terabyte server. And so he's absolutely loving that. But he's also told us that he reran Dirac on his PSB system. And so this is not super budget friendly, but the speakers are about $1,000 a piece. And so definitely much cheaper than JTR, much cheaper than per listen. And so part of Obsessed Home Theater is to discover and figure out which brands would fit different price categories. And so let's just say hypothetically, maybe we land on ELAC, or maybe we land on PSB for a more budget-friendly home theater. But then, a little bit higher than that would be a JTR system. More expensive than that would be a per-listen system. And so there's a lot of different things that we're going to be looking at going into building out the products that we want to have on our website, so that you can purchase directly from the website. We've placed a big order for JTR, so we're waiting on that shipment to come in. The rest of it, we got some of it already, but we're waiting on the rest of it. I believe about mid-January, we should have the rest. So if you guys purchase from us, the idea is we want to eventually get enough stock so that when you're buying from obsessedhometheater.com, we ship it out the next day for the most part, versus having to wait 3 months lead time if you order directly through JTR's website. Now, the trade-off is we won't be offering the 5% discount. So if you want to get that order sped up considerably, then that's the value proposition that we will be offering. The other value proposition, of course, is all the content that we're going to make on JTR, around JTR, teaching you how to set it up, teaching you how to calibrate it. Even things like, I want to make a video on the amp plate of the JTR subwoofers. A lot of guys in the Facebook groups and forums ask, what are these, where should I set the gain? Where should I set the LF adjust, or LF boost, I think it's called, or LF adjust, actually, is, if I'm remembering correctly. Where do I set that? And so we want to teach you. So that, again, is going to be our value proposition to you from Obsessed Home Theater. But super pumped about where we're at with the business. I'm super excited about where we're going with the business. Our desire is to serve you, the customer. We want to make sure that we're providing the best products. Doesn't necessarily mean the most expensive products, but just the best products. We want to help take the guesswork out of building a home theater. I know one of the main questions I always get from y'all is, Michael, what should I buy? I'm considering this speaker or this speaker, or I'm considering this subwoofer or this subwoofer, and I'm just struggling because you don't have the opportunity to get those in, to compare them side by side, to do the testing. So that's what we're going to do. That's what our value proposition to you is let us do the legwork. You saw us going through the headaches at Helen, installing Matt's theater, some things that we had to troubleshoot, some things that we had to figure out. And so eventually we want to be able to take that guesswork out and say, hey, look, if you've got this budget and you're looking for a killer home theater, here's what we recommend, and here's why, and here's some supporting videos to help you set that up once you get it. So but yes, I'm super pumped, man. I'm so grateful for where I'm at. I'm so grateful for my two business partners, Matt and Rusty, and I'm truly, truly grateful for you guys who watch the content, who support through purchasing, through Obsessed Home Theater. Eventually, it's going to take us a while to build out the product lines, but eventually we want to have full end-to-end solutions for you. So you technically could go on our website, buy a complete package that's going to have, let's just say, 5 bed layer speakers, 2 subwoofers, 4 height channels, all the speaker wire, all the interconnects. You could buy the AVR. Literally, if you wanted to. Of course, we'll sell individual products, but we'll have end-to-end solutions for you as well. So, well, cool. I'm excited about today. It's gonna be another fun day, more vlog style. And what this allows me to do is not hit pause on the content. So vlogs aren't replacing what I do with testing and reviewing and home theater tours and trade show coverage. It's in addition to. This allows me, normally I would have made this trip, I would have experienced Matt's PSP system, I would have experienced him sharing his experience with Kaleidescape, and I would have had the experience of learning Zendesk. But I thought, what if I just start bringing you guys along for the ride? I've always been an advocate of telling you to enjoy your journey on your home theater, but one thing I want to do is bring you along my journey of the business side of it. So I'm going to be having a lot more variety of content on the channel, just sharing the business side, sharing my personal life, sharing the adventures that I take, but also sharing us as we build out Obsessed Home Theater and the products that we test. And so I'm super grateful for you guys. So the plan is probably around next May, we're gonna buy a home up here in Middleton. We'll move our family up here. Our 2 girls that live with us, more than likely just remain in Plant City because one's going to school in Lakeland at college, and the other's finishing up her nursing degree in the St. Pete area. And so it wouldn't make much sense for them to come up here because it's going to be another hour and a half drive for them. But the purpose of moving up here is we know we can build the business a lot quicker and more efficient if we're all together. Rusty's already moved his family from Texas to Lady Lake, which is pretty much right around the corner from Obsessed Garage headquarters. And so he ended up buying Matt's home, his previous home. Matt had 2 homes, one in Lady Lake by Obsessed Garage and another one down in Middleton, which is where his kids go to school. Beautiful charter school there. It's just absolutely amazing. I think it's like 4th best in the country. It's just really incredible. And so Matt and his wife and 2 kids, they moved down to Middleton. And Rusty's like, how about if I just buy your home? That'll make it a lot easier. So Rusty ended up buying it pretty much fully furnished. Matt left everything other than his clothes. And so that helped Rusty, not have to rebuild everything in a home. So, but we'll be doing the same thing. We'll be moving up here in Middleton, probably, like I said, probably May after Jessica finishes school. It's going to be exciting. So again, we just want to bring you along the ride for that journey as we build out Obsessed Home Theater, as we develop this business, and as we really just work on some really cool projects together, whether it's at Rusty's house, Matt's house. We've got another friend of ours, Joe. He wants us to build a theater room in his living room, kind of on the budget-friendly side. So we're going to do the 110 HTs from JTR. So that's going to be a killer setup for a living room, but he just doesn't have the space for big, massive towers. So, but we're going to have some fun together, man. All right, we're taking a new step here with Obsessed Home Theater, something new for me. Typically, when you guys email me, it comes straight to my inbox through like Outlook. There's no way to really keep track of that, and conversations tend to get lost. I forget about them. They get buried in my inbox. So one thing that Rusty and Manny have set up is some software called Zendesk. And so Rusty's giving me some training now, and I'm realizing I've already dropped the ball. So we're getting caught up to speed. I'm answering all of the tickets that have come into Obsessed Home Theater. And so I'm just saying this up front. Thank you for your patience. This is a new process for me, new process for us. But I'm excited about what I'm seeing because this is going to allow us as a company to better support you and to make sure that we've got somebody that is addressing your questions, handling your orders properly. And so this is pretty cool. So, but this is all new for me. But this guy's the genius. He's figuring it all out and he's training me on it. But I see that we've got a couple of emails that I've got to get caught up on. So I'm answering those now, but this is cool. This is exciting. All right, so I'm back home. I got the training. That actually took a lot longer than we thought it was going to be. I told Jessica it's probably going to be about an hour training. We ended up spending pretty much all night. Part of that is doing business. Part of that, we just enjoy hanging out. Rusty has become a good friend over the past probably 4 years that I've known him. And just getting to know him and his sweet family. He's got 2 awesome dogs, man. But just spending time, building relationships with my partners. Could not be more grateful for him. Could not be more grateful for Matt. And had some other exciting things that are in the works that we're planning. Today we had a great meeting with Perlison. Had a chance to talk to them. We had another meeting with Accurus and shared with them some of the things that we had experienced up at the Helen home. And so they're actually working on CEC to get that implemented. I know that's one big thing for a lot of you guys, to make it simple, to be able to control the Accurus. And so once the firmware gets updated with that and they make another couple of tweaks, apparently I did have an older version of their firmware. I'm sorry, not firmware, probably the software for the web UI. And so we're probably going to just wait until they get that 100% where they want it. and then also the update when they do the CEC, and then I'll just share my experience with that in my own dedicated theater room. So I'll just hang tight with that until they finish that. Might be another month or so. So be patient with us on that. I think the Acros has some great potential. Absolutely has some great potential. Especially when you're comparing it to like a Trenov or a Storm Audio. Those are super expensive. Now, Acros isn't inexpensive. You're talking, I think, about $10,000 for the Muse and roughly about $15,000 for the Act 4. So it's not cheap by any means, but if you're looking for that type of performance, 16 channels, we're going to see how well it does. And so I'm optimistic for what they're going to do with that. And but like I said, we'll just bring you along for the ride. But had a great conversation with Per Listen today. That was super fun. I love those guys, to be honest with you. They are just a great group. Not only as engineers, but they're just good people. I remember several years ago when they invited me to go up to their headquarters, and I flew up there and got to know Eric and Dan, and these guys are just ridiculously intelligent. Like, these dudes know their stuff. And their speakers are backed by measurements. Like, that's the core. It's not a beautiful cabinet. That's not their primary focus. Like, of course, their speakers look amazing. They're beautiful. Got the gorgeous wood finish. Got all the intricate details, the craftsmanship. But the core of what Per Listen stands for is engineering, science, measurements. That's why when they first came out of the gate, they were the first company that I had ever even heard of that had reached THX Dominus status. Now, when I first heard that, I thought they made that up, to be honest with you. I had never heard of THX Dominus. That just wasn't a thing because nobody had achieved it. I'd heard of THX Select. I've heard of THX Ultra. And so that is a certification pretty much based on, of course, the measurements, but also the size room that it can handle. So like a THX Select is so many cubic feet, but if you can fill a room and meet those standards in a bigger room, then you could get THX, like Ultra certified and Ultra 2 certified. But they came out of the gate with THX Dominus, and I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? And then I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, dang, like that's a legit certification. And I think when I had talked to them, they had 21 of their products that were THX Dominus certified. And that's insane. And basically what they were telling me is that, whether you are looking at our S7Ts, the towers, their flagship towers, or their bookshelves, the monitors, that technology from that top speaker trickles down. And so all of those speakers, their subwoofers, their surrounds, their bookshelf speakers, their center channel, their towers, all THX Dominus certified. And I was like, holy cow. So it's a legit company. I've always been super impressed with them. We actually bought two of the speakers. We bought the 7STs and the R7. Is that right? R7Ts, I believe, is the model number. So you've got the S series, which is their higher end tier, their flagship, and then they got the R series, which is a more affordable. I think it's about 50% less. So we're going to spend a lot more time with those. Rusty's been enjoying them in his living room. He's got the S7Ts in the living room, and then the R7Ts in the his theater room. So he's unhooked the Dynaudio for now and just spending some time with those. And but we're excited to at least pursue that and to look and see if that's going to be a great fit for Obsessed Home Theater. Again, I've heard them at CD. I've heard them in different shows. Just really, really well-designed speakers, and they sound great for music, movies. Their subwoofers are stinking amazing. Definitely super, super cool. I love the push-pull technology, and they do look gorgeous. There's no doubt. And so that definitely could be a flagship speaker and system for a living room setup. A lot of you guys have told me you don't have a dedicated theater room. Probably 2/3 of you have said, Michael, I don't have a dedicated theater room. So the reality is we know JTR probably isn't going to go in your living room setup, at least most of you. If you're single, that might be a different story, but they are not going in my living room. Jessica would not allow that at all. And honestly, they just wouldn't fit with our decor or anything. And so having some speakers that sound great, have amazing technology, have sound engineering, and look beautiful, they might very well be a great fit for Obsessed Home Theater. And so we're super pumped about the conversation we're having with them. And of course, I guess, like I said, I'll be bringing you along the ride for that. But lots of cool stuff, man. I could not be more excited about what we're doing with Obsessed Home Theater. I hope you guys are excited as I am. We're going to build this thing out slowly, and we're going to bring you along my, not even just my home theater journey, but I want to bring you along the business journey. I want to show you the real deal, the ups, the downs, our successes, and honestly, we're going to share with you our failures and the things that maybe don't work out. And because I think that's one thing that's lacking so much on social media. It's really easy for, as a content creator and as a video editor, to cut out the stuff that I mess up on, the calibration that I goof up on, the when you go to wire something in and you put the positive or the negative, and you flip them, and then you're checking your measurements going, something's not right. Well, it's really easy for me to just go in there, or any other content creator, to go, oh, I'm an idiot, I can't believe I did that. Let's just edit that part out so my audience doesn't see that mess up. But what I'm learning through this journey on YouTube is that you guys can relate to the failures, the flaws, the hiccups, the frustrations, because that's what you're dealing with. And so for me to hide that and pretend like I don't have any mess ups and I get it right every time, that's just a false narrative. And so I'm going to do my best to be as transparent as I can with you guys, to share with you, this whole process. And so this is new for me. And so I just hope that that through this, that it encourages you to build your own home theater, to grow and expand your knowledge and understanding. One thing I'm super excited about is we talked to Perlisten about even getting training from them, how to set up speakers and how to calibrate subwoofers. How do they do it? I'm always willing to learn from somebody that is more knowledgeable than me. And I've never claimed that I've got all the answers. I'm not the expert. I'm an expert in certain areas, but I can tell you right now, I'm not an expert in video. I'm much more knowledgeable in audio, in home theater, in the audio side of it. But the video side of it, man, there's so much I need to learn. And the cool thing I've always wanted to do with my channel is, as I learn something, as I grow from it, I want to teach you. I want to share that experience with you so that you can learn. So I hope that's exciting for you. I know it's super exciting for me. And I'm just grateful to have this opportunity to share my business, to share the opportunities. I've got a cool home theater I'll be doing in January. Oh my goodness. Hey, let me show you this real quick. I know it's going to get dark here for a second, but look at this. So I got an invitation to film this gorgeous home theater. So the gentleman that owns this reached out to me. He made this beautiful book, sent it to me at Cedia. And now we've worked with, I actually was on a call earlier today. I was talking with Paradise Theater. So they do really, really high-end home theaters. Steve Elliston, I went to the Elliston showroom, did a video, I think it was about 2 years ago at Cedia. They've got a beautiful showroom, but they just make some incredible home theaters. And so this is going to be a home theater tour that is just phenomenal. I mean, this is one of those $1 million Star Wars home theater, the Tully, the Tombstone home theater, that kind of level. I mean, it's just legit. I've seen some of the pictures of his home, absolutely gorgeous. But me and Brad are going to fly out there kind of mid-January, filmed that. I cannot wait for you guys to see that as well. But like I said, I'm just so grateful for the opportunities that have opened up, and just the things that we're working on. And so I'm grateful for you. Hope you guys are along for the ride, and so much. I'm just grateful. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video. God bless. Take care.